it's a hobby and not everyone critically thinks about every.
I think one of the reasons why anti-intellectualism is so big right now is because people have turned decolonizing or unpacking, theories and various studies to the extreme. So what I mean is people have taken the idea that hey, these sciences, these theories, these social studies, these humanities are imbued with white supremacy. Totally not a single one is unaffected by patriarchy, and we need to re-examine a lot of those views and come to different conclusions and add on to them, make them more complex, etc. People have taken that idea and have just been it's all BS. It's all BS. This is why we shouldn't even listen to this old white guy's opinion. It doesn't even matter. So they're devaluing centuries and millennia of work because they have taken this idea to the extreme, when in fact it's intellectualism to want to further analyze these pre-existing analyses, but instead people are just rejecting these prior analyses totally. And I think that strand of thinking is then woven with two other strands that are also affected by capitalism. One, it's the constant churning out and academiaization of everything. So this first strand is professors have very unstable jobs unless they're tenured, and in order to get tenured, they need to publish a lot of research. And when you're on a time crunch and you can only get job security if you get published, sometimes you just publish anything. So there's this overwhelming lack of quality almost in a lot of research. So that is making people undervalue academia because they can sort of sense that the underlying sentiment of academia is, there's a lot of influence by big industry, there's a lot of influence by this rush to be published. And the second strand is that people have a hard time maintaining hobbies, especially hobbies that are related to passion and genuine interest. So hobbies which are not just cope and try to enjoy and forget about my 9-to-5 grind, because capitalism has imbued us with time poverty and just a sense of dread, and we are overwhelmed with information and traumatic instances. So I think those three things together, the wanting to decolonize, therefore undervaluing theories and research, especially, philosophy, economic theory, whatever, which is also just another way of ignorance is bliss coping. The second part being academia being, really pressured with publication, and the third part being not really having the energy and the mental resources to maintain passions outside of coping under capitalism. Those things, anti-intellectualism. Bam.